Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. This episode is brought to you by our very first sponsor, G2 Athletics, G2 Paintball. Got the beautiful hat right here for those that are on the YouTube channel. You can see what I'm working with. G2 has a ton of cool apparel on there. But most importantly, what they are actually known for is their program to turn paintball players into paintball athletes. And that is an incredibly important part of the sport. It's something that we preach all the time. Athleticism, physical training, agility, balance, things like that, endurance are so important to being a high caliber player in the game, especially in the professional division, but really in all the divisions. It's truly the best way to gain an edge over your own opponent is just outwork them in the gym and become a better athlete. G2 Paintball has you absolutely covered. Head over to their website, g2paintball.com, check it out. And without further ado, can't wait to talk to you guys about this episode. We got to sit down with Patrick Kraft from New York Extreme. Pat is one of the louder players in the league, and he is an up-and-coming player as well. This is his third season in the pro division, and he crushes it. He's awesome. He's a lot of fun to watch. Tyler and I are both huge fans, so we were pumped that he wanted to come on and talk to us, and we had a really good one. You know, it was back and forth, a lot of banter. I do have to say a little disclaimer. So sorry, guys. Tyler and I both went out to play paintball today, and we kind of rushed back, and we had a few mistakes. Tyler's mic is not plugged in, so the audio's not as great as usual. It's still good, but not as great as usual. We apologize for that. And as I was recording, so for people listening to the show, it's not that big of a deal, but if you were watching the show, I did not have the gallery view, so you only see myself for the first, 10 minutes or so, and then I fixed it. But other than that, the episode was fantastic. It was honestly really good. A lot of good insight from Pat. Pat is a brilliant person. He really is just a smart guy, and had a lot of good insight to his upbringing and his plans. He's got a lot of stuff in store for us. So I'll stop talking. This was a great episode, and we really hope that you guys enjoy it.
That was an insane inside move by Marcello Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcello Margot was on fire.
Yo, everybody out there in our podcast family, thank you so much for joining us. We have Pat Kraft with us today. PK, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, both of you.
Yeah, dude. Good to see you, man. Really good to see you. It's been crazy times.
Yeah, you ain't kidding about that.
Yeah,
dude. I think all of us just got our first day back playing paintball. Actually, Pat, I think you said you'd been able to get a few reps in like a backyard or something out there. But for Tyler and I, it was the first day playing. We literally just got back from the field like an hour ago to set this up and get you on the show, which we're so pumped about. Everybody, a lot of people I think know Pat Kraft now, infamous for the paint dump. But you're coming onto the scene, man. We're stoked to have you. How are things?
Things are good, man. My family, first and foremost, is safe and healthy right now. So I'm just living life, just taking it day by day. It's a grind. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. So give us kind of some details on what it's like being on the East Coast right now with all this.
Yeah, because you're in New York, man. That's that's the heart of everything right now.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy, man, for sure. A lot of just people just trying to stay out of each other's way and just I don't know. It's weird for sure. Like even going to the grocery store or something as normal as just going to the gas station is just different. But I don't really know many people that are directly affected by it. Fortunately, my aunt actually just got over COVID-19. But she's fine now. She has diabetes. She was in her 60s, but she fought it. So if she can do it, I have faith that everybody can, and hopefully they, anybody that gets diagnosed with it can come out on top.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to hear that she's okay, man. That is, it's definitely hitting close to home. I know for a lot of people out there, everybody take precautions, wash your hands, don't touch your mouth, and do the best we can to just, get through these crazy times. And yeah, you're right, dude. Simple things like going to the grocery store is like a daunting task kind of. And the energy is just so different right now. Yeah.
Strange,
yeah, definitely. Man. It is.
Yeah, 100%, man. Even here, it's, California. In San Diego, we haven't been hit too hard, but LA got hit pretty hard. And, both coasts, it is crazy. It's different times for sure. I feel like it's going to be like this for a long time. It's going to have some lasting effects on people for sure. Going to the grocery store, the daily things. But one thing that I have really enjoyed about it is, I guess enjoyed might not be the right word, but I feel like people are having more of a sense of community, and I know, like, when I go into the grocery store, if I, you see people in passing, people are more likely to wave right now and just kind of ask how you're doing, just see what's going on, because we're all kind of fighting this together. We're all, having to deal with the quarantine, and, people are struggling. There's a lot of real struggle out there right now. So that typically brings people together. It sucks that it has to happen from such a, tragedy or a negative thing like that. But, if there's any light in the tunnel, it is that, I do feel a better sense of community, but at the same time, there's so much tragedy that's going on. It just sucks, man. I had no idea that your aunt had it, dude. That's really good to hear that she's safe and healed.
Yeah. I'm just grateful, man. That's it.
So what have you been doing to stay sharp during this craziness?
All right, so me and a couple of the boys, Harris, Tim Stetzel specifically, have been. We have a field out in Connecticut. Some dude has a whole field in his backyard. We've been able to drill that and stay sharp, play 3-on-3s, like closing drills, bowling alleys, 1-on-1 stuff like that.
There you go.
But yeah, and I've been working out a lot too, just to keep myself busy and sane,
Oh, dude, I know. Just getting in the gym is such a good release, and you're like, oh man, get me, back to normality.
For real,
dude.
Real.
Yeah. You've been able to play 1-on-1s though?
Yeah, 1-on-1s. Yeah.
I mean, you winning any of those or what?
I'm pretty good at 1-on-1s. Where's the shade coming from? Who's got the jokes? I'm pretty good at 1-on-1s, bro. I got the.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You got the juice. Oh, all right, man. Yeah, we'll see, dude. I don't know. You came out to Boston. You played a couple clinics. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just see you like dump paint on people's heads after your teammates shoot them.
I mean, I gotta look good somehow. Someone's gotta look good. You know what I'm saying?
Good, you're doing the best.
So yeah, so you guys have been grinding, playing 1-on-1s for how long did you say?
I've only been on a handful of times because, like I said, my dad's high risk, my mom's high risk and stuff. So I don't want to like, my mom actually lives in Boston, but she's not here. But I like to be like safe, so when I see them and stuff. But we've been out like at least 3 times, 4 times maybe. So.
Okay,
and then today.
Damn. That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Today was my first day playing. We went up to this field that's about an hour away from my house called ASG, and it was one of the most fun days of paintball I've had in a long time. Really, just one of the more fun days. I mean, that's kind of obvious. I haven't had much going on in the last 2 months, pretty much. But Ryan Greenspan from our team came out. J-Rab was in town. He stayed at Ryan, and Kyle Spica, they live together, so he stayed with them. Kyle came out, Corey Hall from the Ironmen, Dan Norcross, Brandon Cornell, Kyle's friend Lamb, who's like, it's so funny. Lamb is one of Kyle's really good friends that I guess they used to work together, and he's like taken Lamb under his wing to try to teach him how to play. And this dude has only played like 7 or 8 times.
He's nasty.
Bro, he's pretty good. Yeah, Lamb was tight.
And Lamb,
I've always seen Lamb in Kyle's stories and stuff, and I saw him at the paintball field. I'm like, I wonder, but yeah, today we got to play, and he was pretty good. But we had a blast, man.
Lamb is sick.
Yeah,
he's
100%.
actually Tyga the rapper, his stylist. That's Tyga's stylist. He does all of the stuff for Tyga.
You're talking about the guy that like works with him at Nordstrom, or
used to. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I've seen that kid before. That's cool. He was balling. That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
Lamb's in there.
Yeah, there was like 150 people at the field. It was crazy.
Oof.
So yeah, dude, it was massive. People were out there. I mean, they have a ton of different fields. They have a bunch of scenario type fields, and they have one airball field. So we were just like playing pickup games essentially. And dude, it was so fun. We were playing against the Narcos. They're a divisional team. They've got like a D2, D3, D4 team out of Southern California. They're a great organization. They come to all the NXLs. And as a matter of fact, like we had kind of like a superstar squad a couple of the points, right? And the Narcos beat us 2 points in a row. We were like, okay, hey, let's turn it on, like what the hell?
Everyone's a little rusty, That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
for
must
sure
be nice out there, huh? I was out at Wild West Paintball in Arizona, and I'm the only pro out there, so they're all like, "There's Tyler, shoot his ass, go get him." So like when I get on the field, it's like I got 5 dudes gunning for me, and I give it to these divisional players. They're having some fun. It's not the same without Dynasty, I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not
definitely.
the
Yeah,
same.
for sure. That's like, it's funny when we go and do clinics and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and we jump in and play games. Like, okay, but I don't quite trust you yet. You know,
Yeah, I love
like
you. Don't get me wrong. You're amazing, but I just got bunkered because of you. So I'm not too happy about that.
yeah, 100%.
But it is what it is. That's what, you know what? And that kid's going to have that story for the rest of his life. So that kind of stuff actually is like the ultimate boost for a community when he's like, I shot Tyler. So now I could shoot anybody, let's go get them all. Yeah.
The sport.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. I do enjoy it, but it always sucks. Like you get into a certain spot and you're like, you're looking my way, right, dude? Like you got me, and then you get bunkered or whatever it is. But it was just a fun day. It was cool to see everybody out there. What I will say to the paintball players out there, look, if fields are opening, and they are, you got to do a good job social distancing. Like we have to do that, otherwise fields will close. And I'm not saying people weren't, but they weren't great. Like as soon as I got there, people wanted to come up, give high fives and stuff, and I totally get it. We're having fun. I'm like, hey, maybe like an elbow or something like that. But we still got to do stuff safe. We still got to practice the right things when we're out there if the fields are opening, and not forget that there is a pandemic going on. That is a real thing that's happening right now. And we don't have to live in fear by any means. I know I don't want to, and I don't plan on it, but it is a real threat to people. And, if things are opening, let's take the right precautions. Right. But Absolutely. It was just awesome to see people back playing paintball, and the game was so much fun. It was just fun to run around. I'll tell you what, dude, I've been working out too. I've got a sweet little station here in my house where I can, lift some weights, do some like light cardio kind of stuff. I've been trying to do some hill sprints, but there is nothing that gets you in paintball shape like playing paintball. Yeah. And so like, it was like a point or two, and I'm like, oh, like I'm tired, I'm tired,
Yeah,
but it was fun. Man. It was hot too. It was like 90 degrees out there. But it was nice, man. It was a lot of fun to get out there. And so I'm so excited. Hopefully, fields continue to start opening across the US and people can continue to go play. But how was your day playing today, Pat? You went out and jammed, and what'd you do? Let us know.
Yeah, I only got a couple points in with the guys. Just played with a bunch of the local guys from like Albany, Harris, Arslan Hussein, Darkness. We call him Darkness. His name is Josh Taylor.
Jesus,
my bad. No, he's one of our boys. He's on the team for a long time. Okay. But so yeah, we were all playing together. We were just playing like 2-on-2s and 3-on-3s and stuff, just grinding. But like you said, like the second point in my legs, I went to go move, and I was like, man, I cannot move like I used to. Like, just not as sharp, not as explosive. So I got to work on that.
Yeah, and like Marcello said, it's just the paintball motions, being out there doing the motions and playing the game. That's the only way to get it. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, 100%, dude. So Pat, like you, I give you shit. We've become boys over the years. Actually, you came out to Boston summer camp last year. I think that was probably the first time we, really hung out in depth, right? And kind of got to know each other a little better. But I've always thought you've been pretty awesome. You're fun to watch, really fun to watch. Actually, the whole team is. New York Extreme is a fun team to watch. I find myself like rooting for you guys no matter who you're playing, unless it's against us.
They're my favorite team in the NXL besides us, obviously. I love watching you guys.
Yeah, totally. And mostly because I know you guys don't have a chance against us. You guys got pretty lucky. You guys got pretty lucky that Dallas got canceled because you had us in the draw. And I'm telling you what, bro, I was bringing the smoke. Tyler was bringing the smoke. I don't know what the rest of the guys were gonna do, but I think we're gonna bring the smoke. And yeah, I was looking forward to that match. Damn, we
that would have been a great one, dude. Yeah,
that would have been fun.
Yeah. I know.
The people got robbed of that, but
well, we can still like travel to each other's divisions, right? And bring it, or no? No, you can't.
Yeah, we don't get a chance to play until World Cup, I guess.
I could have sworn that I heard that you can go to the other division and play in those divisions too. Is that not right?
That's only for divisional teams.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
So the pro teams have to just play in their conference, one out of the three, and then they go into World Cup. And I'm curious, I don't know how the seeding's going to work. So I don't know, for the series title, what those regionals mean as far as series points. I'm not really sure. I don't even know if that info has been released yet, but it's interesting. I'm stoked. Pat, I'm sure I'll actually be on that East Coast one to watch you guys play. I'm going to be coaching one of the divisional teams out there, Wrecking Crew. They're my boys. Nice. I think I think they might even play all three. So I'm going to go to as many as I can. And, you know, I'm excited. It's kind of cool what the NXL is doing. These events are going to be at local fields, which is, you know, something different, something nice. You know, it
Better
kind
than
of
nothing.
better than nothing. Absolutely. So I'm pumped on it. You know, we're finding ways to make it work. And that's kind of what paintball has always done, right? You just kind of find ways to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's weird times right now, and they're trying to scramble and get us out on the fields any way they can, keep everybody playing paintball. Yeah. So, hey, I know you're on New York Extreme, obviously. Your team has a deep, deep history about being in the league. And I remember playing New York Extreme when I was like a kid. I'm sure Marcello does too.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how deep the history goes with your team?
Yeah, I am not the one to ask about that. I know like a lot of legendary players have played for the name, and which is that's always cool. It's like, obviously I've wanted to represent New York since I was born.
Of course.
But like, yeah, a lot of people, like I heard Greg Sewers played for NYX. Like, he's one of the idol of mine. I looked up to him a lot when I was coming up the ranks, and just stuff like that is just cool. I mean, I don't know enough. I would like to learn more. I would like to hang out with the guys. We were going to do the ICC with GZ this year.
There we go.
To like hang out, and some things got mixed up last year. I didn't get to play with them, but I was looking forward to that. Unfortunately, probably won't be able to, but.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to link up with those guys. They're rowdy.
They're fun. I heard they're just like us, so we're just like them, I guess.
I think it's exactly. You're like them. I think it's an East Coast thing.
Yeah,
you know,
Pat, you guys will hit it off.
100%. I think I told you, Pat. My dad was from New York. He's from New York, upstate Utica. You know, so like I always had that kind of banter, you know, between my brothers, my dad. It just is like in my blood, you know. And I will say, like, some of my friends in California, I call them soft, you know. I'm like, man, we're just joking around, dude. Like, what do you mean? You know? And like, if you can't take it, I don't understand that, you know. I don't understand how you can't take like the banter and the jokes. But that's why, I don't know, I think that's another reason I love you guys. And again, the team that I coach is based out of New York, Wrecking Crew. And I love going and hanging out with those guys. It's funny. The owner, Rob, he reminds me so much of my dad, which is funny. And all the guys on the team. It's just, I love that culture. It truly is entirely different than the West Coast. You know, they could be two different countries. And, you know, I think it's cool, but you guys carry that well. It's you guys 100% carry it well. I got to, it's in the blood. It's definitely in the blood. Maybe it's in the pizza, in the water. Well, it's in the water, which is what makes the pizza, right? Is that a true thing? It's because of the water. Do you know about that? Do you know why the pizza's so good over there?
Yeah, because Johnny D makes pizza. Actually, says all the time it's like less salt or something in the water, or like sulfur or something. I don't know.
Okay, all right, you do. It's something in the water.
Yeah,
interesting.
It tastes better over on this side. So
it's a real thing. The pizza's better over there.
Okay, break this down for me. This whole pizza logic. I got to hear this. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Marcello, come on, you obviously know.
No, I don't know in detail actually, but I think it's something about the salt levels in their water is better, and so the crust is better.
No way.
It's like when you go down south, that the pizza is awful. You know what I mean? Like in Florida, you don't get pizza in Florida. It's not.
Oh
smart.
My god, but you guys also have the good homemade sauce too, and sauce on pizza is amazing. I just made pizza like a week ago, and it was fantastic. I did this homemade Italian sauce. Takes 2 hours. Pat, can you make sauce?
Are you kidding me? Is that a joke?
I mean, I don't know, man. You don't even know the history of the team you play for, bro.
Yeah. All right.
So how do I know that you know the history of your roots?
I've been alive 26 years. I've only been on the team for 3-4 on New York Extreme. So I mean,
there we go.
Okay.
And how long have you been playing at the pro level?
This would have been my 3rd year. So
wow, dude, and you've been killing it, man. For only a few years in the game, you're doing really well. And you patented something which is amazing in the league. You patented the loader pour. You're the loader pour god. So that's pretty powerful, you know.
Yeah.
And hold on. I promise we're not making fun of that.
That's the sickest thing ever.
When you first did that, dude, it was actually like, damn, that's tight. What's funny is I think they made it a penalty in divisional in the divisional leagues.
Yeah,
like I remember I was coaching at Matt's Outback. OPS is the league there, and I think it's like illegal to do there, which is crazy because that's NYX. Like, dude.
Like what?
What?
Yeah.
You know,
you
like
should
let people live. That's
you
so
should get
funny.
more points. More points if you do that.
100%, dude. Shout out to that field though. I actually really like going there. Those guys are super cool.
Great field.
Super cool again. Yeah, man,
the East
for
Coast
sure.
in general, I love the vibe out there. It's always good energy. It's just it's hard nosed paintball grit type style, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
good stuff.
for sure.
I lost my first one-on-one in the pro division ever to a NYX player.
Oh boy, facts.
Yeah, facts. It was it was I mean, Pat, you what?
Was it a Blonsky? No.
No, it wasn't a Blancy. I don't even remember his name, but he was the really big guy. And he
Rosie?
only
Or,
played,
no, maybe Rosie. No.
maybe Rosie. He only played the back center. I mean, he was big boy.
Probably not Rosie.
But he was good. He was good. Like, he was good with his gun skills. He was a good off the break shot. We were in San Bernardino, 2006, I believe. Maybe
2006.
2007.
Yeah.
You were playing in pro in 2006.
Yeah, June 2006 is my first pro tournament, buddy.
Yeah,
Look it
it's
up.
crazy.
In like
APPA, my
seventh
dog.
grade, dude. I was in like
Yeah.
seventh grade, bro.
I was also in like 6th or 7th grade.
Oh,
Hey, Tyler was
almost.
earlier though, dude. Tyler was like in 2004, I think.
Yeah, that was my first pro
Jesus.
year. Yeah.
I
That's
wish.
crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
My first
It
first
is
pro
crazy.
year. When
It's
you think
crazy.
about it, it's a long time. But Pat,
Yeah.
I mean, you're on your way, man. You're on your way. But
Absolutely.
I got to tell the story of losing this one-on-one because it crushed me. And we lost the match too, and I always put it back to that one-on-one, but it came down to a one-on-one with me against the NYX player, and I was pushing down the Dorito side, and I just kept attacking, and I wanted to get as close as possible, and I put myself in a really a small Dorito on their side of the field and put myself in a bad position. I remember he was just like making it rain on my bunker. He couldn't move, didn't move. And
Tell me he bunkered you. Please tell me he bunkered you.
I lost a gunfight and we ended up losing the match. And I remember thinking like, we shouldn't have lost to this team. And I put that whole loss on me. And that moment, I tell this story often because that moment in that tournament made me practice one-on-one so much more and my gun skills. And the next time, so this was 2007, San Bernardino, because I think it was like the second event. That sounds about right. Later that year, the next time I was in a big one-on-one in a tournament was in the World Cup finals against Kirill, the Russians. I actually posted that video on my Instagram. Yeah. And I was like, I've been practicing for this nonstop. I'm not going to lose this one. There's no way, and like, it was a crazy.
That was sick. It was a long one. It
was a long one, man. We were picking up paint off the ground. He found a full pod. I thought to myself, man, when I load my hopper and I drop my pod, there's like 4 or 5 good balls in there. So I went back to my other bunkers. I picked that paint up. So I had like 6 good paintballs and I just put a good ball on them, which was sweet. But and then since then, it's so funny how sports work, man. It's really momentum and confidence because since then, I've one-on-ones have always been my thing since then, and nobody remembers though, like my big blunder, my very first huge blunder in like a big moment on the pro field, I was like 16, 17 years old. They don't remember that. And it's like, you got to use those moments to work.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the downturn of events sometimes makes you the strongest that you could possibly be, having those tough times. And you learned it takes one damn ball in this game. You know what I mean? Like that's it. So that's been, my big thing I've always worked on is one balling people and just, dialing it in and putting one in there.
Ty has the nastiest one ball snap. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, man. Pat, you think you could take Ty in a one-on-one?
Absolutely. He's got me all day.
I think that'd be a good matchup, honestly. I've watched the Pro Tour with you in it a bunch of times.
I think you want to come out and play Ty? You want to come out and play Ty in the Pro Tour?
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go. I'm with it. Let's go.
All right. Shorty, we got him.
We might be breaking news here live on Play the Game podcast. Damn, that would be a good one. Man, that would be so good. I would like to see it.
Shorties, we got to tell Shorty. Get him in there.
We're going to tell Short. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Done. You're flying in June 19th. You got it. Well, I'm sure Short will take care of the flight and all that.
That's right.
We'll dial it in.
Let's go. June 19th. Now I got something to train for. Let's go.
Bro, I'm putting so much money on Tyler.
You better double down, bro. You better double down.
Oh, I will double down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where's your boys at? Your boys gonna come out or
Thanks
what?
For the boost, man.
They're coming. They'll be with it. We can zoom.
They'll fly in. They're gonna fly in New York style. You know how they do.
I want to grab my phone and text them right now. That would be a sick matchup. That'd be fun for sure.
Well, one way or another, we're doing it. Pro Tour or not, we got to run that now.
Let's do it.
Pat, dude, how'd you get into the game, man? How'd you start in paintball? Let's talk a little bit about you. Ty and I are, people are sick of hearing about us. Let's talk about you. You're the guy. You're the man. What's up? How'd you start the game? Give us your story.
It's kind of a simple story like everybody else's. Birthday party back when I was little. No, I'm just kidding. That was just I was an athletic kid growing up, man.
Real quick. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Marky, on the episode with Marky, he said that he started like I did at a birthday party. I didn't start at a birthday party. I don't know where he got that from, but I didn't have the heart. I didn't have the heart to like interrupt him and correct it. It was what it was. I didn't start at a birthday party. My dad and I went out for fun one weekend and we were hooked. But in any case, dial in, Pat.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was an athletic kid. I played a bunch of sports: soccer, baseball, golf, a lot of golf.
You look like a golfer.
I'm actually pretty good. I was second in my school at my high school. So, but
there we go.
Yeah.
So I just played a lot of sports growing up, man. And in my town, I live in a small rural area in upstate New York. Politics kind of got in the way of things. When I was going into high school, I came from a Catholic school into a public school system, and I just kind of was over the politics, and I found an outlet in paintball. Like my mom, honestly, the first day I ever played paintball, I went up to my mom. I was like, "Yo, can I go play paintball?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Okay." So I waited a couple hours. She fell asleep. I seeked this opportunity. I was like, "Yo, I know she's out of it. She's out of it a little bit. I'm gonna go ask her again." And she just kind of was just like shrugged me off and was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So I went and played. I just ran to the field, bro. Got my friend's car. We went down. So it was a paintball field like 3 miles from my house. I was like, "Dude, I gotta try this." I've been watching videos of you guys, like low key. I didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, I want to be one of those guys. So I just made an effort to do that. I went and played my first time. I remember I was in a close quarter combat, like kind of house. I got hunted down by this old dude, and I called myself out. You know what I mean? Like, that's me being real. I was scared.
For sure.
I was just hooked. I could, no matter how scared I was from that moment, I was hooked, and I've made every effort to play since then. So.
And I mean, dude, when I was young and I started, it was like a foggy, just creepy day and like super can't see very far. And like all my teammates got blasted. I'm like, hell no, I'm out of here. I heard nothing but guns on the other side. I'm like, see ya. Yeah, but it is. It's just paintball is like, it's a thrill, dude. And a lot of people don't know that until they try it, but it's truly one of the greatest things ever, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It is. I still call myself out. Whatever, man.
I see you all the time.
That's it. That's enough.
Yeah. Well, Victor takes care of you now. He'll just blow the horn if he sees it's getting ugly.
Shout out to Vic.
Thanks, Vicky.
Appreciate those guys. But
G2 paintball. Let's go.
So you went out. You had some fun. How did it become a thing to where you wanted to play tournaments? How did you even get to know about tournament paintball? You said you watched videos, things like that.
Yeah, so I went.
What was your first opportunity?
I went to a store, like a local Video Visions, and they had like this Colorado Denver Open NPPL like video, and I put it in the DVD player, bro, and I can't tell you how many spins that thing got because I watched it. I watched it nonstop. You know who I really watched? I think it was Nikki Cuba. That event was crushing it, like crushing it.
Nikki is the man.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I was a little kid, man. I'd seen these guys like all like warriored out, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yep.
I don't care about baseball no more. Like I was really good at baseball. I was pretty good. I was a pitcher growing up, and I was just like, nah, this is what's for me. And so me and my dad caught interest in it. It was something that me and him could do, just like you and your dad, Marcello. And my dad made he made so many sacrifices for me. He drove me to practices in Maryland and Boston and New Jersey, like every weekend, just so I could play and just so I could get better. And the whole time I remember just like looking into my dad and be like, Dad, you really think like I could do this? And he's like, he always just instilled faith in me. And he always just told me I could go like do whatever I wanted to do. So he's the reason why I still play paintball. Honestly, like my team NYX gives us an opportunity to still do what we fell in love with years ago together. And that's what's kind of so special about me and my team. It's just like, it's just the memories, they'll never have a value you can place on it. And so yeah, I'm just enjoying just playing ball, just being with my dad, being with my team and stuff, and just it's all around good time. So
that's awesome, man. That's what it's all about, man. That family connection. And I know me personally and Marcello as well. Like my dad traveled with me to every tournament from the age when I turned pro at 14 till I was like 19, and we just had the best time ever traveling, hanging out. Yeah, it's nothing better than that. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Same thing. You know, my dad made a lot of sacrifices too, man. That's something that I always tell people. I see, you know, when I see a father, a son, or even a mom that's out there supporting, you know, her son too. Because really, my mom's the one who bought me the paintball gun. My dad didn't want me to have it at first, but it turned into, you know, my dad and mine and my dad's thing. But when I see that at the field, I love it because I know what kind of relationship it can build.
Yep.
And it's amazing, man. It really is. It's. I think the game is really special in that way. You know, there's a lot of sports that are like that. It's really why I love sports. You know, sports can bring people together. You put all the other stuff aside and it's fantastic. So paintball was that for me, for sure. I played other sports in high school too. Did some like mixed martial arts, but nothing paintball really. As soon as I went and played, it was all paintball ever since. That was all I wanted to do. To this day, it's my favorite thing. Like today restored so much. I mean, I was playing a lot before all of this. I was really excited about the game and competing. And then we had like 2 months where we couldn't play. And today I mean, it like my glass is so full right now. Unbelievable, dude. I just want to go play. All I want to do is go play. Because the game is so fun, man. It truly is like the craziest form of meditation, you know, because you're so forced into flow state. You're not thinking about anything else. People are shooting at you and it might hurt, you know, if you get shot like in the wrong way. So like you are so dialed in to what's going on. The game is amazing, dude. It's the best.
Truly.
Like,
yeah, dude, today out at the field, I don't know if you can see, if you're on YouTube and stuff, I got some bruises because I ran the gauntlet. Tomorrow's my birthday. And I had like 30 people just shooting the crap out of me as I ran across the back line of the field. And that was pretty much my big moment for the day, Marcello.
That's funny.
But it's funny. Still, you know, you got to play with all the pro guys. I got to play with the local community, like grassroots.
Yeah.
Totally. And it was equally filling for me. Like,
you know, sure, man.
Yeah, and I cannot wait until I can see all you dudes. And for everybody out there who can't play paintball right now, I'm truly sorry. It's probably like I kind of actually feel bad. It's like, you know, like I wish that everybody could be playing paintball right now. I know that you in specific, PK, like it's still in the trenches for a lot of people. But what we can do is like on the back end be training hard and like you guys are doing. If you can shoot your gun, do some one-on-ones or, you know, do some training. That's what we can be doing. And then just keep boosting the paintball community and get it going for the day that everybody can be back out there.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. It's a solid message. I feel bad, but I also don't because I saw other people playing for the last couple of weeks and I was the one feeling bad. And so I'm like, it's finally my turn.
Yeah, for sure.
and it makes you want to play more. But no, I hear you, Ty. I feel bad that people can't get out of their house and play right now too. What's cool about paintball, and we keep talking about this, man, is you can definitely follow the guidelines right now. You can social distance. You're not passing a ball, right? There's not a football or a baseball or a volleyball where you're passing one physical object to another person, which can, you know, transfer germs. That's, you know, a big reason why some of these sports aren't coming back yet. You can practice social distancing. There's so many ways that you can play paintball and not even come in contact with people. So that's kind of cool if it comes down to it to manipulate ways to be able to get out to the field. But it was just so good to run around. I can't wait to play again. I might go back out tomorrow. Definitely going to play next weekend. And, you know, as long as the fields are open, I'll be out there. You know, what about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I got something to work for now, so June 19th, I guess. So I'll be grinding.
Dude, something to work for.
You better be waking up every day at 5 a.m., Tyler. I'm gonna be running.
Oh, bro, I don't sleep.
Let's go.
I don't sleep.
Let's go.
I'm a vampire. I'm working.
You didn't have anything to work for before there, Pat?
Nah, I mean, I got other avenues of life I've been trying to put like my efforts towards right now. So like, if paintball's not, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, I hear you, dude. Look at Tyler and I are doing the same thing, right?
Exactly.
You know, it's forced a lot of people into other avenues. And I actually really hope, dude, Pat, that's a good message, man. And I want to find out what other stuff you're doing. But, you know, people out there right now, if you're stuck at home and not able to do your normal work, whatever it may have been, or your normal day to day, I really hope that you're taking this time to pursue other projects that you didn't have time for before. And whether it's a passion project or, you know, whatever it might be, spending time with your family, your kids. I just hope you're doing that because that is the little bit of silver lining that we get in this. And again, I'm not discounting. I know there's there's some real hardships going on. People are losing their houses. People are losing jobs, their businesses. Like that's really happening. That's an absolute reality. And I totally get it. And it sucks. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Do your best with it, right? Just try to do your best. So, pursue these other projects and find new ways to create and build something and make something that you enjoy. And this might have been the perfect thing that forces you into that. And maybe in 5 years you look back and you say, damn, dude, that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. At the time, it sucked, and I thought life was, dim and dark. But looking back on it, it was one of the best things that happened. So you get to write that story, you get to make it, And so, Pat, I'm sure Tyler too. Both of us were stoked to hear that you're working on other stuff. Let us know what's going on.
I'm just doing like basic stuff, like working on my resume, looking into programs I can go back and get my master's in at school. I've been making music with one of my childhood friends. We're extremely into hip hop. We've always like had a dream to like just make music and just be creative.
Bro, you ain't got no bars.
Yo, stop! I'm from New York and I'm Italian, bro.
Hey, that's dope.
Yeah,
you gotta send us some stuff.
Honestly, it's a work in progress, man. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Like when you first start, it's like jumping into a walk-on game at paintball. I'm scared. I'm in the corner right now. I'm calling myself out. But I'll find my rhythm. I'll find my flow, and I'll just I'm just having fun with it. You know what I mean? It's another project, So
absolutely, that's like Marcello and ourselves. That's what we're doing. We're just having fun and applying ourselves. We're in the back corner too with you, bro. We're in the walk-ons. This is a new project that we started, and it just takes time on all these things. But that's awesome, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, just little stuff, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Do you have like a sound? Have you guys uploaded anything, or you're literally just working on?
No, I'm just trying to just put out I'm working on like projects, and I'm just trying to like really, really make them good, because I'm very critical of myself. Like I am at paintball. If I make a mistake, I want to go rectify that, and just I'm just learning from other people, watching. I know High Tones from out there. He's a good friend of mine. I've talked to him a little bit. He's been helping me out a little bit, so shout out to him.
Yeah. Dude, the chili man is the Lord. He's the best. High Tone is the best, dude.
He's a dog. I met him a couple times.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to help me. He's been very very friendly to me, so I appreciate him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to him. He is dope, and he's got those Michi. What are they called?
Gold Michi.
Gold Michi. Yeah,
those things are fire. They look like fire.
I had one on Cinco de Mayo. Ty, actually, you gave it to me because you gave it a bunch in Vegas. Yeah. They're a bomb.
Super good.
They definitely, they don't sponsor the show or anything, but shout out to them. You should head over to Gold Michi and grab one of those cups because they're delicious, dude.
They also
beer in there.
Yeah, they came out with some beer too. Yeah.
So really? They got beer now too. Damn.
Yeah.
I put Corona in mine just because of the times. I said whatever. Yeah. I've always liked Corona beer. I think Corona beer is really tasty. Yeah,
it's appropriate right now.
Man, Pat, I love that, dude. I want to hear some music from you. Like, I'm super intrigued. One of my all-time best friends. We've been best friends since like 5th grade. He's super into hip hop music. He writes music. He's amazing. And he's trying to learn, really how to be professional and like do all of the producing side of things, all of that, because that has never been his strong suit. But lyrically and talent wise, he's so good. Tyler, Gino.
Oh yeah, Gino. Shout out, dude.
Gino's the man, and he's always had such a massive hip hop influence in my life. And, so I'm always around that. And one of my other buddies, he's in like a lead singer of a reggae band. So, dude, I love music and I love the process of it. It's really badass. So I would definitely love to see your stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta do a lot of work before, but when everything's out, I'll definitely, I'll let it out for everybody to hear.
Yeah, we'll boost it for you. We'll get it going. And Gino is lyrically like off the charts. Like he's really sharp.
Yeah, buddy, it's insane how clever.
And I know you are, PK. I know you got the gas. I know you got it.
You got a little something.
Yeah.
What do you want to get your master's in, PK?
I was thinking about either finance or marketing.
Nice.
So I don't really know. Honestly, my dream job would probably be like a marketing executive for like a sports team. That would be really fun to me. I love sports, I mean, something along those lines, and I have a bachelor's in psychology, which I think helps me kind of deliver stuff to humans in an appropriate package, and just kind of like it's just more alluring. I know how to like the psychological development and stuff that like would intrigue them, So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'd carry that to being a good teammate in paintball. Like that's so incredibly important in paintball for sure.
Definitely.
Being a good teammate is a tough thing to do. Relaying the correct message, getting everybody on the same page. Psychology plays a big role in it for sure.
100%, 100%. I took a personality class in college, and I would literally every single time that the professor gave us a lesson, I would just instantly relate it to my paintball team and say, "Hey, this is how I can make us better. This is how I can be better. This is this is going on with my teammate. I can help him out. Let me reach out. Let me try to help." You know what I mean? Just to get our team more cohesive and just play as a unit a little bit better. So anything I can use to apply is what I do. So.
What would be like a good kernel of knowledge that you picked up from acquiring that degree, which is, it's not easy to do that. What's like a good knowledge bit that you could give the listeners that you picked up through that degree?
For like paintball specifically, or
for paintball, yeah.
I would say
for
honestly, it's people management, man. Like knowing that everybody's not going to be the same. Like it's hard to get so many people all to just be so dedicated to one goal. There's so many other co-founding variables that influence people in their everyday lives that kind of stray away from the goal. So it's just
embrace it.
Yeah, just embracing it and just trying to like help everybody around you and just like all just be together. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
and that
totally.
sounds kind of weird, but it's just
you're right. Yeah,
trying to get
absolutely. You got to embrace the differences. We all obviously are different humans. You know, we have different tendencies, different ways of living life, and you got to embrace the differences and not fight against it and, you know, cause turmoil.
Yeah, because I would say for my team specifically, like we have a couple. Like I'm one of them. I'm a kind of like chaotic, kind of like loud. Like every once in a while, I get like angry because I'm so fight or flight, and I have that adrenaline pumping, and I'm just like ready to go. And there's a guy on my team, Harris Hussein. He's quite like me. He runs his mouth a lot. You guys know Harris, like, and sometimes we don't always see eye to eye, but like maybe that's what makes us a good like combination, because he sees it from a different perspective, I see it from a different perspective, and then we can mesh that. And sometimes knowing that like if me and him getting like an argument on like when our views collide and we think that like I bet you had this on Dynasty with like Greenspan and you know what I mean, all those guys. Like,
for sure with him. Yeah, Greenspan all the time.
You know what I mean? Like it's you know, I've seen those videos with Ali and Yosh and Alex and all that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm paying attention. These people are like arguing back in the day. Like that, I see me and Harris in that, and I gotta take a step back and be like,
Kobe and Shaq.
That's right.
Exactly. And like I wouldn't be myself without Harris, and Harris wouldn't be what he is without me on the field at the same time. So it's just like you said, embracing all the differences and just like trying to get the best out of it. Being like LeBron out there, like, you know what I mean? Just like trying to build everybody up around you, being the best you can be, leading by example, obviously.
That's right.
Just try not to choke in the big moments like LeBron.
Like LeBron.
Oh boy.
How many? Don't be hating on LeBron, man. He's got so many rings.
Look, he came to my favorite team. He has how many rings?
What, he's got 3 now?
Don't get Marcello started on this. Don't get Marcello started.
I was about to lose my mind.
I said so many.
Oh, he's got 3, and look, skill wise, LeBron is amazing, but he'll never have the Kobe mentality. He'll never have the Jordan mindset. He just lacks that, which is a bummer, because with all the other skills he has, he literally could be the best basketball player to ever step on the face of this planet. And he has just proven to kind of break down mentally in big situations. He's gotten better though. Like that 2015-16 run where he took down the Warriors literally single-handedly. Kyrie balled out too. Kyrie balled out too. Yeah. But I mean, LeBron he was just a monster. Yeah. That changed that. I was like, okay, all right, now I can support LeBron a little bit from that series, but he needs a few more of those for me to put him up in the category that most people put him at.
Kobe's my favorite, so
I mean, oh, dude, I knew I liked you, bro.
R.I.P. to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
really,
GOAT,
yes.
Yeah, Kobe is the man. I've studied Kobe for so long and related it to my everyday life, my sports, paintball specifically. Kobe has been one of the biggest inspirations to me. I mean, to this day, and even all the stuff he did after his career, moving into the business world, everything he's done, I've tried to kind of emulate and bring to the paintball world. And it's Kobe Bryant is, to me, there's nobody better. There really isn't, just with everything that he's done and accomplished. And, you know, like you said, RIP to the GOAT.
On so many levels, dude. On so many levels, he's the greatest, you know, just like.
I wish he was. We got robbed of a lot of stuff. I know he had a lot more for us too. So we gotta, you know, try to step up. We can never fill those shoes. Kobe is just, man, unbelievable. But
Yeah. And
In any case,
that's the hometown hero. I mean, you grew up watching him your whole life,
yeah,
since
yeah,
you're a little
100%.
guy.
Yeah.
That's
For
crazy.
sure. Yeah.
Who'd you-
Who's your like where do you go to watch sports, or what do you do out there for sports? I know you're into sports.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I just go like I like to stay low key, man. I just hang out with my
Yeah.
friends. I don't really go
There you go.
like to the bars or clubs, nothing like that. We'll go
Good
to
for
a
you.
Yankee game, or like we'll just chill at home and watch the game together. You know what I mean? It's either one or the other. I don't go nowhere. Don't do much.
Who's your favorite Yankee player of all time?
Derek Jeter, boy, come on.
Woo, let's go.
DJ,
Child, man. You're gonna like
DJ.
no Mickey Mantle, none of the OGs.
That's not my time. You know what I mean? Like I have
That's
Derek,
not my
I have
time either, bro.
I have
Come
Derek
on,
Jeter.
those are
I
classics.
can't make a correct like you know what I mean like kind of view on like what they did because I
Assessment.
never saw it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like Derek Jeter. I have his rookie card. I have a signed baseball by him. I got
No
like
way.
you know what I
That's
mean.
pretty tight.
I did an essay on him when I was like in third grade on like his like autobiography. Like he was just my guy. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah, Marcello, leave him alone, bro.
He was the
He likes Derek
captain.
Jeter.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't know all the hard work DJ put in, man. I do. I relate. So
Yeah.
You know what I
Locked
think
in.
is funny is people that I know all the hard work he put in. I guarantee Ty does too, simply because he had so much success. People don't realize if you're successful in anything, it's not from a lack of hard work. You know, the common denominator is insane work ethic. If you achieve those kind of accolades, it's an insane work ethic, and it's consistency, and it's nonstop, relentless pursuit in whatever it is that you're doing that gets you to the top. So successful people, they understand that, and they don't need to know anything about somebody. They can just see what they have accomplished and kind of understand a little bit about their personality. So I always appreciate greatness, especially in other sports, other fields, business, really anything. If somebody is really good at it, I'm like, damn, I'm super curious. How? What did he do? What kind of path? And it's funny if you do get to hear their stories. It's so similar. It's so similar, you know. Different little avenues, sure, but very similar theory. So
Yeah, you got to work your ass off, pretty much. You
gotta
know.
work your butt off. Yeah, man.
And then, so what would be some advice, for players? I mean, you've been playing pro for a few years now, and you dreamt of doing this, and you accomplished it, right? So, what would be some advice you could give up and coming players that want to do what you've done?
Just stay addicted to the process. That's really all it comes down to, and just being there and just wanting to work every day, day in and day out. Just like you guys said, like it's constant hard work. It's your work ethic. It's getting up and putting work in when nobody's watching, when nobody's
That's right.
gonna validate you for it. You got to be willing to put that work in into the dark, and that's what I've done, and I've fought back through injuries. Marcello, you've gone through injuries. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
sometimes you think your world is crumbling down, but like you said, 3, 4, or 5 years down the line, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. Like one of my injuries that I fought through in paintball ended up being probably the reason why I work so hard now. And it's going to be hurdles. You just have to persevere, have the courage to just keep working, and just don't accept no. Don't accept it.
But
What's up?
sorry, keep going. My bad.
No,
Dude.
don't accept no for an answer. That's the bottom line. It's just if
Yeah,
you believe in yourself, then just go for it.
That is the bottom line for sure. That's like one of the common themes. But what was your injury? What'd you do?
I had a lower back injury. I was working at a farm. It was Wilson Farms in Boston, Massachusetts, and well, I'm a hard worker, man. Like it transfers into other avenues of my life. We were busy that day. The conveyor belt was all stacked up with product, and I had to lift up a heavy object from the ground. I ended up doing something on my back. Honestly, I don't know till this day, but it was a really bad like muscle injury, and it set me out for a while. And honestly, I think it was most mental. Like I was a young kid, not very enlightened about like the injury process, I guess you could say, because I've never been injured before. I was 19, you know what I mean? Like never had gotten injured until that point. And then when I went through that, it was just like, okay, now I have something to overcome. Now I have to work twice as hard. I have to get back, and then I have to make up for the time that I lost. And honestly, during that time when I couldn't really play much or do much, I was watching film. Like I specifically watched Archie Monomer. It was the World Cup that they won. X Factor won.
2013, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh wait, didn't you guys? Was that the same one where you guys played Infamous in the Challengers finals? Is that not?
Oh
the
yeah.
same one?
Yeah, I wasn't on Dynasty then. I played with the Iron
That
Man.
was
I'm
like
pretty
one of
sure.
the
Yeah.
most craziest games I've ever seen, bro.
That was
crazy.
I actually think that was
fun,
2014.
man.
I think that was 2014.
All right,
That game was crazy.
Dude, that game was nuts.
Yeah.
That was.
But
I remember
like,
getting.
I
It was
spent
better
a lot
than the
of time.
finals of Pro Division. But.
My bad. I'm sorry. I spent a lot of time watching like a lot of paintball, man, and I think that's really like what put me up to like that next level on IQ. It's like you don't need to go do drills every day. You need to know how to react like unconsciously in the moment and be able to read the situation and adapt as fast as possible, because that's what paintball is: speed chess with guns. And there's 10 of us out there, so it gets a little hectic. But yeah, so that's really what I did when I overcame that injury.
Absolutely, man. And you're right. It's like a big game of chess with guns. It's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what I love to teach the most. And Pat, actually, you've started, like I said, you came out to the summer camp last year. You came to the Boston Combine. Have you been doing any other kind of teaching?
Well, I'm actually a substitute teacher. That's what I do for work. So I do work.
Dope.
Yeah, I work with like lower elementary students part time. Well, obviously the schooling systems are shut down here, like they are everywhere. So I'm out of work right now. I'm laid off at the moment. But I had a couple clinics set up for this summer, and like everything just got kind of.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You are gonna come out to the summer camp though for one of the days, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. Anthony hit me up. Shout out to him. Thank you for having me. Can't wait.
No, we're stoked, dude. Like I said, your team actually took my team down at the Boston Combine.
Yeah, that's right.
You're really good at it, man. You really are. And I know we've had to talk, like obviously off air, about pursuing a paintball career. You did say you want to go back and get your master's and then maybe have, a job marketing a sports team, something like that. But certainly there's opportunities in paintball for you to do that. And you and I have talked about that again off the air. But I think you do a really good job of marketing yourself. It's funny that's what you want to go do. Like, you're good at that. You're good at teaching. You're good at all the stuff that you need to be good at to make paintball become a full-time job and pursue it as a career. So I hope that you do it more and want to dive into it full-time. Because again, I think you would have a lot of success, doing it. You got to get some wins under your belt in the pro division. That'll help. Those are coming, man. You guys just got to stay at it and hope you don't see us in the finals.
Dude, he's been on fire today, huh? Marcello's on a sick one.
Throw the shade. It's all good.
It's all right, dude. We got to get to the finals first. We haven't been there in a long time.
You guys want Ollie back badly, huh? No?
Dude, man, I think anybody wants Ollie back.
Yeah, the whole industry.
Man, dude.
Seriously, we would take him. I give up my guns for that guy. Take him.
Yeah. 100%, man. That guy.
He'd come in riding a goat, like on a goat, goat on goat.
Go on goat.
Go on goat. Holy shit, that's funny. Yeah.
Dude,
Oliver's the man.
The best.
He is.
Absolutely. Playing with Oliver for all the years that I was able to play. There's nobody that like fills your cup the way he does. Just the connection that you get, the camaraderie, and the real passion. Like that eye burning passion where you're like, all right, it's time to go to work. It's time to do this. It's time to win, and there's not very many people that can do that, but he's definitely the cream of the crop when it comes to that forte right there.
We're lucky that we've had two of them, because Ty, you've got that as well. I'm not just boosting you. Everybody knows, dude. You got that.
Hell
as well.
yeah.
It's a huge boost to us.
Well, it's all love, man. It's all love for the game. Yeah. You guys know that. Yeah, and I see it in you too, PK. You got that fire, man. You got that fire when you play, and that's what it's all about. You really give your whole heart and soul to the game, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And short of all the loader god pour out and the hype and everything, you really know how to play paintball, and you know how to have fun, man. You know how to enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
So where did you get hardwired with that kind of like your mom, your dad? Where did you pick up this wild style you got?
The swagger, I'd say it comes from both my mom and my dad. I mean, my mom's Italian, my dad's German, and just the mix, I guess. I mean, my mom is a very nice lady, right? Until you make her mad, you know what I'm saying? Then you just want to stay out of her way. My dad's the same way, man. I'd say I get my swagger from both of them. Just a mixture. Yeah. Just
and obviously the culture too. You got that East Coast vibe. and you got just swagger just all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my
Yeah.
thing out here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about. That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
Just keep it light,
Absolutely.
entertain the fans. You know what I mean? I actually this is one point that I did want to bring up is that like when I first came into the league and pro, actually this is another thing that I would give to lower level or players that are aspiring to be pro, is that like be yourself when you come into the league, no matter who you are. Like I don't care if your thing is to shoot at the ground when someone hangs a flag. Or, I don't care. I don't care if you want to be meter. I don't care who you want to be. I don't care. I'm just saying, be whoever you want to be, because like I toned down all of my my tendencies when I came into pro, because I listened to everybody around me saying, hey, you gotta be more like low key. You can't, like, if good teams see you and they see you have an attitude, they might not want you. And then third event in, I remember the first two events, I toned everything down. Third event in, I was like, no, I'm doing my thing now. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, you don't want me, you don't want me. I don't care.
That's good.
So I'm gonna go where I'm wanted, and I'm just gonna be myself. So that's my tip. Be yourself.
I love it. I love it too, man. I mean, again, that's why look, let's be clear. I'm joking around with you, but it's because I truly feel like we've become good friends, and we always talk shit to each other at events, and like, dude, we have fun with it. You know, like I respect you a lot, and
Likewise.
Like I said, man, I've been a fan from day one, truly, and it's because of the swagger that you got and the mentality you bring to the game and the way you approach, you know, each point. Like, it's fun to watch, man. I love that in sports, and so I want something that I'm drawn to, and I think you represent the game well, because at the same time, there's a fine line, right? There's a very fine line. You're not an asshole, you know, and that is the fine line. You're not, you don't represent the game in a negative way. You have fun. You're out there having a good time, and you're being yourself. But there is a fine line. You know, we don't want people just out there throwing haymakers, like 100%. But you ride that line perfectly, in my opinion, and you're great for the game. And so again, I think that's why I've been such a fan since, you know, I first started watching you a couple years ago, you know, when you guys first came on the scene, and the whole team really has that. Harris is great. I love watching that guy, man.
Yeah. How can you not?
Shout out.
I mean, how could you not, dude? Shout out to Harris. I love, like, you guys need someone to run and shoot to the snake. Nobody else can make the snake, but Harris can run and shoot and make it and go down the field. I'm like, what? It's just unbelievable. And then he crawls down the field pretty slow, but he makes it. And then he shoots 3 or 4 dudes, and you're like, come on, man.
Yeah. Where's somebody? Where's the cops at?
I love it, dude. I love watching you guys. I can't wait to see.
Talk to us about Harris, man. Let's talk about him. Dive in.
All right, me and Harris met in like 2014, the Winners Series. He's actually the person that got me onto this team. He saw me play one day, and he was like, "Hey, I don't really know who you are, but like, we're starting a team. We're going D1. If you want to come, you can come." I was like, "Man, I don't really got much money," but he helped me out. So that's the first thing I want to say about him. He's very helpful person. He's a good teammate in a lot of aspects. Obviously, me and him both have stuff to work on. But overall, he's a great person, man. Like, he get a shirt off his back for you. You know what I mean? Like, he's and the thing about us when we talk smack or talk crap to each other, it's like we do that because we like you. Like, if we didn't like you, bro, if you didn't like you, we wouldn't say nothing to you. We'd walk by, we'd talk crap about you when you're gone, and we're all together laughing at you. Like, no, we talk crap to you. We like you, bro. Like, that's just the way we are, man. And that's just how we're bred. But Harris he's a loud guy, but I say it all the time. I don't care how you get it done. Get it done. That's it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And he's a great friend of mine, man. We've been through a lot. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of stuff that's going on our team. Outside paintball as well. You know what I mean? We've been through a lot. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Like, so shout out to him, bro. He's always been there for me. He's always supported me. And whether or not me and him argue a lot, it doesn't, we're brothers till the end. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you want to strangle each other 1 second, you love each other the next. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? You're like,
exactly.
That's family. That's family.
Exactly.
Ty and I have a few stories like that.
Oh yeah. Just about every week. No, I'm joking. That's right. That's why we love each other so much, because it's the ebb and the flow. It's it's all of it together. But hey, I wanted to bring up that game where Meter shot at your feet, dude. And then you got a penalty. They
reversed it. They didn't give anyone a penalty. Yeah. They threw 2 penalties, I think. They threw a penalty on you and then Meter, didn't they? And then they gave no one a penalty.
Only a penalty on me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah,
right.
let's talk about it. Yeah, your tie's right. Tell us about
All
that,
right.
Pat. Great.
I think that was the end of the game. All right. So Colt like bonus balled me pretty bad like previously, but like me and Cole have like some banter too. We go back and forth. We're cool, we're friends. You know
There
what I
we
mean?
go.
But
Yeah.
he got a hold of me at one point. He got me, and so I was like, all right, well, next guy up was Woodley. He just happened to be the guy that was last alive in that tall cake on the Dorito side. Me and Harris made him wear it. You know what I mean? We're John. And I don't know if Meter they must have all known about it, but at the end of the game, like they hang the flag. I'm like one of the last guys left, and I walk out, and he just pulled up at my feet. I was actually talking to Cole. That's what it was. I was talking to Cole. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like, what are you doing? Because I was talking to Cole,
No,
and he like got involved and started shooting at my feet, and I was like, all right, well, like, I'm gonna shoot at your feet then. Like, is this what
didn't even flinch.
children do? Like,
It's over. The point, it ended.
so this is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah. So when Meter shot at my feet, the game was still alive, but I was looking at Colt, and then I saw him hit the buzzer and heard it,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, game on now. I can't get a penalty. You know what I mean? So then I just started shooting because I was like, I shouldn't be able to get a penalty. The point's over. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right.
I love it. I
was
love
like,
that stuff.
You're no longer a dead player.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, what are they gonna? I didn't shoot him. It's not malicious.
No.
Yeah, if
he
you
did the
would have
same
shot
thing.
him, then there's like unsportsmanlike, right? No, I thought they did a great job of calling that a no penalty. That was the right move for sure for them to for Jason to go back and look at that and be like, nah, this isn't a penalty. These two are like having fun with it. You know, come on, man.
How cool is that?
That's one of the things, man. If you're gonna sell smoke, you also got to buy smoke.
Yeah.
That's it.
And low-key, I'm not gonna front. I was tight about it at first, and I saw him in the line. I was like, "Yo, are we good?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're good." And I was like, "All right, squash." Right there. I don't care. Like as long as you're not serious about it, I'm not serious about anything. You know what I mean? It's just
It's
paintball, bro.
Yeah.
Paintball.
And I love that they have replay. I'll say it again, man. I just love the fact that the NXL has replay to make good decisions and make the right calls out there. That's amazing.
For real.
100%. So Pat, what's coming up for you, man? What's next? What do you want to do with the sport? Where do you see yourself? You know, what's NYX doing? Really want to get into that. Get into again, like your vision for what you guys are moving on.
Yeah. My plan is obviously to stay here as long as possible for NYX. I want to bring us to the top. I don't want to be a Kevin Durant and leave. That's not what I'm after. I'm after that Damian Lillard, like hard work. I'm staying until it's, you know what I mean? I want to get a dub with these guys because I know if I were to leave and do something else, it would just tarnish kind of everything. So, but you don't know what's in store for you. I'm going to take it year by year, obviously. I like you said, I'm trying to make this a career. So, any financial help, obviously, you know what I mean? That could get in the way of things. But no, my goal is, man, to grow the sport, B, become the best I can be, because I know I haven't even came close to my ceiling. I'm learning new stuff every day. Today I learned something new, you know what I mean, from playing Division 3, Division 4 like kids. It doesn't matter. I'm always down to learn. So I know I'm not even close to my ceiling. And like you said, you guys have been in the league for how long? Like I'm only third year in, you know what I mean? We don't even get to play this year. So it's just like, it's a long road. I just want to keep working, getting better, getting stronger, faster, higher IQ. You know what I mean? Just working hard for the end goal, which is to be the best paintball player in the league. I want people to like fear me when I'm on the other side. I want people to like have to worry about me. That's what I want to be. I want to be a problem. So, and get into more clinics, teach more kids how to play paintball, and just be an ambassador of the sport overall. Hopefully I can start getting some video content, like some vlogs coming up. I'm going to try to buy a camera when the season starts back up again and stuff like that. So
I'd tune in for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just trying
I'll tell you what though, Pat, you want to raise your paintball IQ. I get that. I actually wrote a book. It's called Paintball IQ. I hook you up with a copy.
No, I want to protect it from a good player, bro. Come on.
For that one, buddy.
All right. I'll take it. He finally got one.
I know. Slow off the
but on the low, when you messaged me for that copy, I still got you.
Yeah, we got you.
You got something I learn from you every day. I watch film still. Be watching film.
Yeah.
Still learning.
Dude, that's good, man. Like, talk to people about film. I think a lot of kids don't realize how important it is to watch film. I straight up learned how to play basketball. You know, if you follow me on Instagram before all this was happening, I'm always at the gym shooting buckets, getting buckets, playing basketball. To me, it's my favorite form of cardio, but I was garbage like 7 years ago. I mean, literally couldn't hit the backboard, didn't know a single move, didn't know anything. And I just watched religiously and learned from watching. But that's always been the case with paintball too. Like I watch players that are really good and I try to emulate what they do. Like you can pick things up. Like how has the film room helped you?
Um, a lot, tremendously, man. I swear, they're actually in psych. One of my psych classes was talking about like mirror neurons. It's like if you watch something enough, you can almost kind of duplicate it.
Yeah,
It's like
totally.
it's something in your brain that like allows you to like be better at that without even practicing, without muscle memory. So I watch a lot of film, man. I'm telling you. And I swear my best games, my highest kill games all come from watching film and being prepared. Just knowing tendencies, knowing all the small little things that give me an edge. I have so many stories about games that I specifically feel like I took over just because of the intel I got from film watching prior to playing that game. One of the games was last year, World Cup against the Russians. Karzlov was eating on that Dorito side, eating.
Yeah.
And that whole night before, we only had one game on that Thursday, and it was against Russian Legion. And guess what I did that whole night? I watched Karzlov, the path he took, the depth, everything. I knew he was my assignment. Obviously, I got switched a couple times. I shot the other way a couple times, but I focused on him majorly, and that paid huge dividends. We ended up actually beating them. In a really close game. Shouldn't have been that close, but yeah, like you just can get a lot from film, man. I'm telling you, it's the key to success, and it's that hard work that nobody sees. Like, yeah, if you go to the gym, you do all that, like everybody's doing that. So, and I say this a lot. It's like Tom Brady, if the Super Bowls he won, I bet if he was watching 5 hours of film each day, and the linebackers that he was playing were only watching 2.5, they thought they were doing their due diligence, but they weren't. They were watching less. So how do you expect to beat somebody that's doing more than you? You know what I mean? It's so just true. That's the work that you have to put in, and that's why I feel I get like I call it luck, but it's really the hard work coming to fruition, and just
the more you practice, the luckier you get.
Exactly, and
hard
that's
work and opportunity. When they meet, you get that.
And with all these
That's
resources, man, at your disposal as a young and upcoming player, you have to be putting in that work. How do you expect to catch up? Like how?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to catch up to guys like you if I don't put in, you know what I mean? Like if I don't do that.
And we never had that before. When we came in pro 3 years in, it was not what it is today with the telecom and the back end work that you can do, looking at the video, studying your opponents really in depth with all the telecom stuff we have. So yeah, absolutely. If you're not doing that and you're wanting to climb the ranks and do all these things, there's a problem. You got to be doing that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Ty. We didn't have that, but the Russians, from day one, when they first came over to the U.S. and started competing, and then when X-Ball first became a thing, like 2004, 2005, 2006, that era, they have always had one of their coaches in the grandstands with a camera recording games. And, so they were watching film before any of the other teams were watching film. And I really believe that was a big part of their success, in that the middle part of the 2000s where they went on a massive run and they were the most dominant team in the league. They were doing all of these little things that other teams weren't doing because they didn't have the capabilities to,
Yeah.
I guess, well, that's not fair to say. They could have put a coach with an extra, camera in the stands, but, the Russian Legion coaching staff has always been elite and above and beyond any of the other teams. And it paid dividends,
They know what PK knows about the mirror neurons, dude. You know what I mean? Like they must have known something, obviously, because it did pay off really big for them. They won a bunch of tournaments.
Yeah. I swear it translates, man. I swear. When I watch high level paintball plays break down and then I'm in those moments, I know how to react most of the time. And obviously I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but a good percentage of those times I make the right move, or I was either thinking the right move and didn't act. And that's kind of, you just got to trust yourself. You guys know that, obviously, but
yeah,
that's huge.
I want to add to watching film, and you say how it's helped you like take over certain games just by knowing players' tendencies. It happened again big time in Vegas. Leading up to the event, there was, all the teams are practicing at their local fields. And, I feel like I probably shouldn't give this away because teams are probably going to hesitate to put this kind of footage out. But
That's smart.
There was like little practice footage of different teams, right? And our first match was against Infamous, who had revamped their squad and definitely a threat to anyone in the league. They didn't have the showing they wanted in Vegas. Obviously, I think they would have done much better in Dallas. Like if once we continue the season, they have a great roster, right?
Mhm.
So I knew that they were going to come out really hungry, and the Dynasty Infamous rival is always pretty massive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was watching Instagram stories, and actually Meter, your boy Pat,
Shout out
nah,
Meter.
shout out Meter. I love Meter too. I've known Meter for.
Go TK. Let's go.
He put out a vlog of the X Factor practice against Infamous, and there was consistent footage of Thomas Taylor, whether they were down bodies, up bodies, whatever it was. If the other team was in the snake, he would crawl that highway, no matter what, and just try to go all the way down to the other side, literally no matter where the other team was. And I can't tell, I think it happened 3 different points where like we were down bodies, we were in certain situations, and I was like, I just need to get to this big snake one wedge because I saw Thomas dive into the snake and look down the alley, and 3 separate points, I caught Thomas just crawling that highway, right? Yep. And we like got that kill, and then we were able to turn the field on him. And it was strictly, I remember thinking that might truly be the most prominent realization of watching film. And I've watched film as long as I could, as long as film has been around. I watched film, just like you, Pat, and Tyler. I know you watch a lot. We talk about it all the time, but film has always been really important to me. But that one, like, I don't know if I've ever had it pay off so much in one match, like really just seeing that tendency. And again, we played them the first game of the tournament, so we didn't get to watch them at the event. So I could only like watch Instagram stories and little pieces of people. And I was like, man, okay, Thomas is going to be relentless. If we see him go through the gap, if he gets to the corner or into snake one, he's crawling the highway no matter what. And so you just got to get into that big wedge and shoot down the pipe. And sure enough, like I said, like 3 different times it worked, and it was a game changer. And it is absolutely 100% from doing your due diligence, doing more than the other, using whatever resources you have, watching that film. Film is, it's so highly crucial. Often we have our meetings and, we watch film, and then we go back to the room and I rewatch the games because I want to like make sure I didn't miss any detail. And often when we're in the team meetings, it's really hard for me to pick up on all the detail because we're talking about complex different theories and game plans and stuff. And so when we go back to the room, I rewatch everything because I really just want to soak it in, without any of the other stuff and after the stuff we've already learned. And, I see you learning right now, PK, I see you very, very heavily too. But it's, dude, it's important, man. It's important. So I love that you're a fan of that. And it makes sense. It doesn't surprise me. That's why you're one of the best players on your team, in my opinion. And I think you are a threat. You said that's something you want to be. You're definitely a threat. You're someone that people have to keep their eyes on.
Absolutely.
And I think
for people out there who can't watch film, if you're a divisional player, you can still do the work, show up. If you know that your team's playing, go watch them play. There's different ways that you can study your opponent if you want it bad enough. And you gotta do the work and set aside the time and get there early and bring water because you're going to be sitting in the sun, and that's how we grew up. That's how Marcello and I grew up, was doing that. That was our film at the time. We would go to the field early and roast, just completely crisp to a burnt crisp out there in the sun, having to drink water and like hydrate because we had to watch our film. That's what we had for film,
Yeah,
So for anybody listening, you just get out there and do the work and have your heart invested in the game, and it's going to provide what you have accomplished and what people want to accomplish in the pro leagues,
Yeah, totally. I remember in divisionals, Mike Hinman would have us watch all the teams that were in our division. We played D3 and it didn't matter. We had to know every single player. Like if you were going to match up against somebody, you needed to know what their tendencies were. Just like you said, Pat, what's this player's tendencies? How do they like to play? If we lose somebody wide on the Dorito side, does this front player want to attack right away? If a player gets close to this front player, are they more likely to just go and try to trade, or are they going to hesitate and try to shoot you out? Like these are all things that you need to pick up on. You need to understand your opponent's tendencies. It's so important. I couldn't agree with that more. And, something that I do with a lot of the divisional teams that I work with, I tell them, hey, film your practices, film them, film your practices, go back and watch, because paintball creates this kind of time dilation where you feel like, dude, I only looked left for 2 seconds, but really you're looking left for 10 seconds, and like you could believe it to your core. And if you believe it to your core, you're going to argue with your teammate that's telling you otherwise. But when you watch film, it's the objective truth. And so you can really dissect what went wrong and why things went wrong. And doing that in practice is super important. So, I tell a lot of the divisional teams to do that and then have meetings about it. And then you can kind of discuss, if you remember what game plan you were supposed to be following through with in that point, you can discuss like, hey, this went wrong. Why didn't you make this move? Who was on you? You said that the center guy was on you, but look, he wasn't. He's looking the other way for probably 20 seconds. And so even then seeing that, I love watching film of myself, because to this day, I feel that way too. Like I'll hesitate and not make a move. And I'm like, no, but that guy was on me. And then I watch the film and I go, okay, there was some opportunities. I missed opportunities. So that gives me the confidence next time I'm on the field to just kind of go for it and trust your instincts a little more. But those instincts aren't just a gut feeling. It's a very accurate learned reaction of seeing things, and dissecting, previous situations and taking them and moving them forward. So, dude, film is my favorite, man. It's something I preach all the time, dude. I love to hear that you're about it too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, so obviously you guys are sponsored by HK Army now, right?
HK, buy HK.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Buy HK. So how's it been being sponsored by the boys, HK?
It's been great thus far. I mean, it's only been one event, unfortunately, but so far,
best event ever.
Yeah, but honestly, paint shoots great. Practice paint shoots lights out. Like I don't know. I've never had practice paint like that. So I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be able to zone in those shots and be accurate as possible. But yeah, the soft goods are great. I like the marketing that they do for the teams, like the exposure, the extra, like the little videos, it's just cool. I mean, we're just happy to be a part of the family. So
you guys got New York masks, I saw.
Yeah, I have one in my room. I got one in my room. I should have wore it.
Awesome.
I should have wore it.
You should have wore it. You should at least have
awesome.
it. I'd like to see it. Yeah, we could have shown the people.
Heck yeah.
No, they are great, man. HK has always been really good about promoting their teams, and it's mostly because that's where they started, right? They started as a team. They really are part of the culture, and they do a fantastic job. They're some of the only owners that I see, like they're in our pits often. If we're playing on Sunday, especially, they're in our pits, stoked, hyping us up, having a good time, and they're just passionate about the sport. So I love that. Pat, actually, so that Pro Tour weekend, I'm going to talk to Short. That would be sick if you play the one-on-one, but there's also a big 7-man thing going on. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. I wanted to play that.
I know, dude. I'm trying to tell them, let one pro play on each of the 7-man teams. The D2, D3 teams. Let one pro. So I know some of the DMG guys would come down. I guess they would have to ask the divisional guys if they'd be okay with it, but I don't know why they wouldn't. If they're going to have us there coaching, if each of them could get one of the pros to just play with them, dude, that would be so fun. And
that's it's opportunity.
That's what we're trying to do right now, man. We're trying to have fun with paintball, which is super cool.
We want to play.
Yeah, we want to play 100%.
Yeah, dude, play the game. Let's go. So when are they going to let you guys out and be free over there, PK?
I've heard a lot of different things. Mostly, honestly, bad. Like low key, it's going to be a while, man. I think because of the nature of this enemy that we're facing, we're going to take it. We're going to take precaution. We're going to move slower than a lot of other states because we are the kind of the epicenter almost. So it's going to be a while, man. I hope I don't know. I have a certain view, but I just want everyone to be able to go back to normalcy as soon as possible, but in the most, accepting way. Let's not rush it. You know what I mean?
What's your view? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but
I don't know, man. I understand the severity and I understand it's very real. But people are, it's hard to be wrapped up in a city like that and not want to go outside. It's like, I wonder what Central Park looks like. You know what I mean? On a day like today.
I got it right here. If you're watching on YouTube, I got Central Park right behind me. I'm up in a skyrise right now.
I just hope everyone to just stay safe, man. I understand it's hard right now, but everyone's going through it. Like you guys said, we're going through this together. Even us, on different sides of the states.
Yeah.
It's just, let's just.
Yeah. It's ironic to me. I mean, I agree with you, Pat. It's ironic because, a lot of things that boost the immune system, things like vitamin D, getting out and getting exercise, things that can potentially help fight the virus. And again, I'm no health expert. All right. I'm not advocating.
Full disclosure.
Exactly.
Full disclosure, but stuff that I'm reading and hearing and seeing, like we're kind of making our immune systems weaker and we're not helping ourselves I do believe there's a way to be able to be outside and socially distance and do it safely. And, I'm not saying just open the floodgates and let people pour into Central Park and things like that and be, hand in hand. But look, like down here in San Diego, every day I've been going on a little bit of a drive, and I'm driving up the coast, and I see the like grassy areas on the beach are completely caution taped off and closed. And it's like, dude, let people sit out there, but have police officers monitoring that we're, like make it even 10 feet. Cause obviously I get it. If you're outside and you sneeze, there's wind.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but there should be a certain number of people that are allowed to go for like 15, 20 minutes. Another podcast that I listen to quite a bit is the Joe Rogan podcast. And there's a lady that's on there quite frequently, Dr. Rhonda Patrick. And I think she's brilliant. She's an absolute genius. And she's been doing a lot of work with vitamin D for a long time. And now they've done some controlled studies, and they have nothing confirmed. And, she definitely qualifies that over and over. But in kind of a preliminary look, it was something like 98% of a group that died from COVID-19 was vitamin D deficient. And there's some interesting correlation. And again, it is just correlation for now. So that doesn't equal causation. Totally understand that.
It's
but
just
with,
crazy, man.
with her other like base knowledge she has with vitamin D, she's like, we need to be getting vitamin D through either supplements or sun. And I mean, look, everyone's cooped up inside. You're not getting any vitamin D. It's hard to get exercise. Think about, the effect that depression has on your immune system. That's massive, and a lot of people, stress, all of it, it's massive. And people are losing companies, losing jobs. So, at some point there is a number, and, people make numbers for this kind of stuff all the time. Insurance companies have a number on your life. If you die and it's not your fault or someone else's fault, insurance companies pay a number, so people do put a number on human life. And there does come a point, I don't know what that point is, where there was going to be worse loss on the other side as well. So I do believe we need to find a way to, and maybe New York is different, and maybe LA is different too. It's so condensed, and you guys are hit so hard, 100%. Yeah. So I get that too, but I do think that there's a way that we can do things safely and kind of get started on that. At least I hope. And again, none of this is recommendations or anything. It's just my opinion.
Full disclosure.
And that's,
I think that, I know I'm going to have PTSD from this thing. Like, or, just like it's almost like a war. It's like we're fighting an invisible enemy. That's what the president calls it. It's so creepy when he says that. I don't like it, but that's what he says, dude. It's like, are you kidding me? An invisible enemy? What am I putting my glasses or something?
It's actually not invisible technically, which is kind of frustrating. But
it isn't. But you can't see it with your eyeballs, is what I'm saying. Like I guess you could see a mist come out of someone's face, but then you run, right? Like if you see it
nowadays.
But it's like it's just such an unprecedented time, and I know in history it's happened before, and we've survived, obviously, but there's very delicate groups in the country that are more susceptible, and there's some groups that I think I'm somewhere in the middle with this whole thing. It's just been a weird experience.
I'm actually flying to New York, Pat, in 2 weeks to work with the Wrecking Crew guys. Their field's opening out there.
Nice. Where are they located at?
They're in Long Island, but they practice in Connecticut. So we're gonna drive 3 hours. Obviously I won't be going into the city at all. Just literally fly into the airport and make my way to the house, and then we'll go to Connecticut for practice. But I'm excited for that, but also a little nervous. Like Tyler, you brought up PTSD. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, man, it's gonna be so weird going to the airport. It's gonna be very weird.
Definitely.
Like the flights are going to be strange. I know I'm not getting served food, that's like a whole different thing, but
might not be very many people even on the flight. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, they've blocked out all the middle seats in first class. You don't have anyone sitting next to you. So the plane,
huh? Oh wow, there we go.
I mean, doubtful I'll get that upgrade. We'll see. We'll see if my status still hangs with Delta. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's it's going to be strange, but you know what? I made the decision. I was like, you know what, dude, I'm not going to live in fear. And fortunately I don't think I'm in a high risk category, and I'm going to do my best to not be around people too. And, social distance and do it the right way, because that is the only way, is to do it the right way. and try to make sure you're as safe as possible with it. But I'm excited to be able to go and start working again and get paintball moving and, see the team out there and get back to work. But
Absolutely.
who knows, man, that all could regress too. That's another thing, is a lot of this is super unknown. And, things could change. It could end up being way worse than we even think. It could go in either direction if this thing mutates or what. I don't know. Again, I'm not a scientist, so
Really. It's a big social experiment we got going on, and
it is, dude. It's crazy. And we're in the era of social media, so everything is magnified.
Blast, yeah.
Blast. So
but, as long as we just keep boosting paintball and do it for the culture and keep this alive, because that's my biggest thing is like I love this sport so much. It would break my heart to see us lose an aspect of the game or have companies fall out or anything like that.
I mean, I gotta say this, that it actually did break my heart yesterday. Literally, like my heart sunk. Chicago O'Hare Indoor closed down for good permanently. And that is a legendary indoor field. That's where Ronnie Dizon grew up playing. Out there in the.
Is that where he practices at all the time?
Yes, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, Ryan and I have done a clinic out there before some of the Chicago events we'd go. Like it's a famous paintball field for sure. They were a very, very spectacular indoor field up there with Boston Paintball. And so I saw that and was just kind of devastated. Like, I met the owners. I know the owners are great people. And it's sad to see that, because that was a great field in that, Chicago area for players to come up through the ranks and go and drill during the week and all that stuff. So that got taken away from us. And it is, man, it's just heartbreaking. It really is. And I don't want to see that, Yeah.
And I mean, it could be something that we do, unfortunately, see in the future if we don't get this thing under control. But that's neither here nor there. We're not doctors, but we care about paintball so much, and we know that this is affecting it. So it's definitely something that's on the tongues of everybody, pretty much.
Totally. Yeah. How was the field when you were there today, Ty? And you, Pat?
It was amazing. Like, just the energy was so good. I actually kind of took this team under my wing that is like a D4 team, I think, and they've only been around for like a year and a half or so, and pretty much just let them bunker me and shoot me up and have some fun. And because I would, obviously there's like a portion of the team that's a little better than the other portion, and I was with the the portion that might not be so strong, and then I definitely had some fun out there. It was a great time, and it's a great experience no matter what. I don't care if I'm getting shot. I like getting shot. You know what I mean? Like, I like teaching. I like growing the sport, and if it means that I get shot up, that's great. Let's do it some more.
I like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Pat?
It was cool. It was good. It was a little weird seeing like X's on the tables and the picnic tables like 6 feet apart away from each other and stuff. And they had like disinfectant wipes when you went and got air. Like, it was just,
wow.
I'm glad they were taking the precautions and stuff. First and foremost, but yeah, it was just a little weird, but it was cool. It was nice to be out and to see everybody that like you normally see. So it's good to see everybody in good health too. You know what I mean? So
totally, that was the best thing, is just seeing it, like just being able to hang out with people. It's like something so simple as hanging out with people.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been a wild ride, and we're at the end of it, man. It's not. This isn't gonna be forever.
True.
So what do you think, Pat, about your guys' division?
The East Coast region?
Yeah. Uh-huh. You guys gonna win a game?
I'm excited. Wait, I didn't catch what you said. Are we gonna what?
Win a game?
Win a game?
Oh, God.
Oh my God. Don't be fresh. Don't make me send AC Dallas after you. Relax over there, all right, dog?
There you go.
We saw the problem in Vegas, bro. Come on.
I know. Finally, right? What's called that?
Yeah.
Nah, it's just what was I forgot the question, dude. You got me all.
I asked if you were gonna win a game in
Oh, we're gonna win a game. Yeah, I think we might win the whole thing if the Russians don't come over. So
yeah,
yeah, that's right. I don't know how they will. That's wild. But
That's
yeah,
what I was
who's
thinking.
got the Russians, ML
Revo.
King, Revo?
No, not ML. Is that no ML Kings?
I think so.
Thought it was NRG, Level, Revo, us, Russians.
You guys have 8.
Maybe I don't think ML, but maybe you're right. No, I thought we only have 7. I thought.
No, you guys have 8, and
maybe
then
they added them then.
yeah. It's 668.
668. Huh.
20,
Yeah. So
22. Yeah.
I mean, I think Aftermath is in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
That's
the other.
it. That's it.
Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a very competitive region. It honestly will give NRG and Level a chance to kind of get the pace as they come into the league a little bit better, I think. And those rivalries with us and Revo and all those other teams will still be there. So
That's a good point. What do you think about these new teams, dude, that have come into the league? Actually, Level, I thought they did great, man. They really did their first event. I'm impressed about what they showed. But you guys were that team a couple years ago. So what kind of advice do you have to those guys?
same thing. I talked to Justin the other day. He's their snake player, Justin Pilati. I just tell him to keep going, man. Just like I said, do your homework, watch your film, do the right things in order to catch up and compete with these guys. And also, and no shots at you guys or anybody at the top of the game, but like, don't put them on a pedestal. They're a human being with a gun. You are the same beast, the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like I used to, for a while. I used to like kind of idolize you guys, or not you guys specifically, but people at the top of the game. It might have been you guys, but I chopped that down. I said, I'm PK. Y'all got to worry about me. You don't even know me. You don't have film on me. You don't know nothing. You guys should be worried about me, and that's the thing. I want to be a threat. So it's like, it's just do your homework and be yourself. It just all goes back to that. Just do your own thing, man. Create your own legacy and just be the person you're destined to be. So
I love
Everyone
that too.
has guns, dude. That's what I always say. They all got guns. You better work.
exactly.
You want a Maserati? You want a Bugatti? You better work.
Honestly, being underestimated is probably the biggest advantage you could have, as long as you don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have the confidence and you have the chip on your shoulder at the same time, you're dangerous, bro. You're dangerous.
Yeah, totally.
That's
a great. Yeah, I did a game review of our match against Level Up on the BKI website, and the whole thing. I was like, look, these guys came at us, and the first part of the match was back and forth, and they actually had a little bit of a lead, and it was because they just relentlessly attacked. They were confident. They didn't sit back and wait for shit to happen. They, and we didn't have film on them. We didn't know how they were going to play, and they threw everything at us, and they gave us a really good game, and they gave a lot of teams a good game that way in Vegas, and I couldn't agree with you more. Have that chip on your shoulder. Don't put the better players on a pedestal. I couldn't agree more, man, because at the end of the day, that's another thing, like when we're doing clinics or whatever, sometimes you got to just make the player shoot you. He could be shooting a zone, but you could still make it through that thing. It happens to me all the time where I'm holding a zone and a player just like makes a move. What?
Yeah. How?
And like, you at the same time, you got to make people shoot. You got to make them connect on the shot 100%.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do the work.
Well, damn, Pat. I know Tyler and I both really appreciate having you on the show and you taking time to come out. We love what you do, truly. And again, I know we had some back and forth banter, but you're the man, dude. Truly, you really are. You guys' team is great, and we're stoked to see what you guys do. Is there anywhere that people can follow you on Instagram, social media, stuff like that? Any last things you want to say or talk about? Any projects you want to tell people about? Anything like that?
Not first and foremost, man. Does everybody stay safe? Just follow the guidelines set into place. They're there for a reason. Through these strange times, go out, find something to do. Find somewhere to put your creativity and make it as useful as possible during these times. And spend time with your family if you can, man. For real, that's first and foremost. Spend time with your family because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring in this. If this doesn't prove that, then I don't know what will for you. So just just go where your heart's at. You know what I'm saying? And my Instagram, you can find me. I'm gonna have some merchandise coming out hopefully pretty soon.
What?
I got a logo. I haven't released most of it, but I'm trying to get some stuff done. Like when you know what I mean. Now's the time.
Man. Yeah, now's the time. I love it. Cool.
It's Patrick Raft without the K. So no, there's not two Ks. It's Patrick Raft on Instagram. But yeah, I want to plug all my sponsors if I can. HK, Rise Customs, Planet Eclipse. New York Extreme, Matt's Outback, Bo Milo specifically, man. I don't know. You guys probably don't know Bo as obviously as well as I know. Dude, it's just like he's just like an Alex Martinez, or you know what I mean, just like a great soul in the paintball industry, or Bart Yakimak. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. He's great for the sport. He's the reason why we're still here, and he's the reason why I'm definitely still here. So shout out to him for just doing the most for all of us. And yeah, just everyone just follow your dreams and just stay focused and stay safe.
I love that, dude. Yeah, thank you so much for your passion and your determination in the sport, man. It's really something fun to watch, and we enjoy. I know I enjoy watching every New York Extreme game. You're dumping loaders, yelling at people, and having fun, and just it's exciting, dude. We love that.
And yo, thank you to you two for having me on here, man. I appreciate you guys.
Totally.
Like I said, I've looked up to you guys, so it's cool to be in this moment right now. So
it's all love for paintball and the sport. Play the game, baby.
Play the game.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Pat, we'll have to have you back on here soon. But again, thank you.
Sounds good.
And then I just want to say one thing. I'm sorry. Huge shout out to G2 Paintball. Huge shout out to Constant Pursuit for always taking care of us with the website. And Pat, thank you so much for coming on, dude.
Oh, that's right. Our website's live, Ty.
It is live. Yeah.
So
you might want to. Yeah.
Rusty Glaze from Constant Pursuit. Totally dialed in our website. You guys can find that as well at ptgpaintball.com. It is live and ready to go, so check it out. And if you guys need a website done, Rusty Glaze is absolutely your man with Constant Pursuit. He's going to dial everything in. So,
absolutely. Much love. Hey, PK, you have fun out there and be safe, buddy.
You too. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, later, brother.